Hello friend, it's BorasLegend here, and this time for my first video here from the new office. Of course, there's still a lot left to fix here, but today I will show you my first games from For Champions with a new great tactic 5-3-2, inspired by Simone Inzaghi, the head coach of Lazio, and also of course Antonio Conte. But before, I'm just gonna show you very fast my rewards and my picks, and you can see that they were just awful. But we earned just enough to get the Ben Yedder in form for our team here. You can see that it's starting to look really good. We kept De Ligt. In De Ligt we trust, and hopefully this new upgrade with inform Ben Yedder will do a big difference in For Champions. Alright, so now we're gonna take a look at the tactics. Of course, we still have our 4-2-3-1 as always. We have two different variations of the 4-2-3-1. But today we're gonna focus on the 5-3-2, which we're gonna use like this. And before I'm talking about the custom tactics, I will show you the formation, how it looks in the game. So we have Ben Yedder and Simon playing strikers. We have Grisou, Vidal and Renato Sanchez on the midfield. And then we have a bit of a surprise, Ousmane Dembele playing left back. And well, I don't really have the perfect personnel to play this 5-3-2, so he will have to play there for now. And when you play the 5-3-2, the team is important. You need to have the right players for the right positions. So we have here, first off, of course, two strikers that's, well, they're just gonna run forward and try to score as many goals as possible. But this here, the midfield with the one central CM that is a bit more defensive, the anchor. Then we need to have two CMs that are very good in the attack, which will be their main traits. So yes, box-to-box midfielders, even though Griezmann is not really that, but his defense is pretty decent actually. But I would recommend at least 65 defense for these two CMs. And also here, for the fullbacks, they're gonna be very attacking in the game, because this looks defensive, but in the game this turns out to a 3-5-2, so it just opens up like a flower when we get possession of the ball. That is why our wingers here, or our fullbacks, they need to be also good forward and backwards, which Dembele is not. But yes, you understand this concept, that they need to be technical with the good passing and crossing, and also at least 70-75 in defense. So yes, I will have to try to change Ousmane Dembele. Then we have instructions here with the one striker getting in behind, and then we have the other striker that is gonna be a bit more of a target man. And you can also use, if you just want to play forward, you can of course have getting behind as well. But you can try also, this is very good, target man, or even false 9 for this other striker, then he will drop down even more. And that is something that I'm using right now, also inspired of course by Simone Inzaghi and how Lazio plays football, which is actually very smart and attractive at the moment. So that's why we have here the second striker on target man. Then we just have this central CM on stay back. He is gonna help out the defensive line, and our two other CMs, they're gonna be on default. And same here for the fullbacks, they're gonna, well, just be unbalanced, and they will really join in the attack. Because the thing is that since they have no conflicting players in front of them, they will run up a lot despite playing on balanced attack. And that is why I think you don't need join the attack. Might be a bit overkill. So yes, balanced is enough. And then we come to the custom tactics, and this is very personal. I mean, in this case I will use a very aggressive variation with press after possession loss. The best I think is always to just use balanced. It also depends on which game plan this is for you, because this is for me ultra attacking. That is why I will play with the press after possession loss. And then also here I think this is pretty important, playing 5 at the back, to have a low width. Because sometimes if you play a bit wider, there will be a big gap between the fullbacks and the center back. So that is why I recommend, if you have a 5 at the back, to play with a more narrow width. And also here, this is also very individual, how much you want your depth. I'm gonna play it on 6. And in the offense we have a balanced style, and width is 7, so we're gonna play very wide. And also we're gonna have the players in box 6. And this is just to encourage our two CMs, LCM and RCM, to join in the attack. So yes, that is our magical formation inspired by the top teams in Italy. And now let's see how it worked out in the first games of For Champs. Alright, the first game in For Champions we have a Palermo FC with a very basic team using Ben Yedder, Martial, Dembele, and some more, well, a lot of French players in this team. And this would turn out to be a very simple game for us because, well, we get a great start with here Ben Yedder finding Sanchez on the run. And he's gonna score, and this guy decided to rage quit after this goal, so we couldn't really show much of the 5-3-2. But here though, Palestine in the second round with the Benzema, Griezmann, also Nabil Fekir playing cam in this team. And yes, here we're just gonna see how this works out in a defense, how it's gonna stop counter-attacks. So despite having our fullbacks going forward, we always had three guys staying back, also Vidal helping out in the defense a lot. And well, you will always have one of the fullbacks joining in the defense quickly. So pretty much 4 or 5 people staying at the back is very solid to stop counter attacks. And that's also why you can play a bit more aggressive with the pressure play and also play maybe with a bit of a higher depth. And yes, Sanchez was on fire in this first session. He was thriving playing as RCM. But also one of the most, one of the best things with the 5-3-2 is the width. Look at this, we have our fullbacks going so wide and it's almost impossible to mark when they just run forward like that. Which means that you always have options going forward. Even though it's stuck in the middle, you can try to recycle, try to use your wings. And yes, that is simply one of the biggest strengths of the 5-3-2. And we're gonna have also the second goal with the Ben Yedder. Even though this looks a bit defensive on paper, you can create some great pressure play having 3 CMs and also helping out with your attackers in the pressure play. And when you get the ball, it's always very dangerous. And you're gonna see also here we have 3-0. We're gonna get one more goal with Griezmann finding pass to Ben Yedder, first time fake shot, the near post finish. And this game was pretty easy in the end. I mean, it was the second game of for Champions, and Moses Simon showing some great pace, and Griezmann on the second wave scoring for 5-0. And also this attacking constellation with 2 strikers and 3 midfielders gives you great options for quick passing and triangles on the midfield. These types of combinations, just 1-2 passes, and of course that gives you great opportunities for counter-attacks. And Moses Simon with great composure. 6-0 was also gonna be another rage quit, and over to the next game. And this was gonna be a tough game with the icon killer, with that the player of the month for Suarez, Dembele, Rashford, Mane. And this guy had a very defensive style, and this is one of the downsides you could say with the 5-3-2, that it is hard to find options against the players that has heavy drop back. You see that we don't really have the options here. We don't have any side cams that trying to connect and trying to find the pass into the box. And well, I was really suffering this game to create any chances, and I was discovering really one of the downsides with the 5-3-2. Even though it might be easier if you have quicker gameplay to try to twist and turn and find some openings with skill moves. But in this case, with the regular FIFA 20 for Champions delay, it was very hard. But here's some great defense from De Ligt. And we're gonna try to find a way here with some skill moves. After all, with Simon just darting forward and going for a far post shot, but Lloris in the goal and rebound. But this time our opponent will get a little bit lucky, even though that was a tough angle. So first half, we cannot really create any big chances, but we still have our wonderful width, and Ousmane Dembele playing here left the wingback, and he actually did a decent job. And from this width, from this position, we will find a great chance here to Moses Simon. Drag back, maybe could have passed it to Sanchez, but it's easy to be wise after facts. And there's still no goals, and we're gonna go here into second half, and here I had to change to the 4-2-3-1. You always, of course, need to have some kind of plan B and try something else if your main game plan is not working. And from this, having a cam and 1 central striker will finally open up this opponent. And also after this, we're gonna switch to the 5-3-2, because 5-3-2 is great for counter attacks. You can see here that we are currently in the game rocking our 5-3-2, but this guy was actually gonna come back here with the Pulisic. Of all players, creating some tension. It was gonna be some nerve-wracking last minutes also here with the Pulisic again stealing the ball, but Douglas Costa with his weak foot is never gonna score that. There is simply no chance. And after this, we're gonna find some better focus, and also here De Ligt stepping up and showing that he is the leader in the defensive line, team of the Licht. And you also can see here how good the 5-3-2 here is in counterattacks, with Semedo just having all space he can ask for in the world and finding the pass back to Sanchez on the run. And 3-1 was going to be the final result. So game number 4, we have a strong team with the 5 icons, and also team of the year Alisson in the goal, and that Footmes Roussillon also strong left back from the objectives. But we're still gonna get the best start here with Ben Yedder using that fake shot roll and just a lofted pass and just back to Griezmann in the middle, but this time it gets blocked by Virgil van Dijk. But we're just gonna continue after this with Ben Yedder twisting and turning on the midfield, trying to find that pass into the box, and in the end we're finding our second striker Moses Simon with a great turn, and they both have a 5-star weak foot, so it's very hard to defend when they are turning in the box. But he makes a great tackle here on the midfield, and our defense just opens up. I was not ready for this one. Lenglet cannot catch up and keep up with Butragueño, and he scores 1-1. The equalizer, and it will get even worse. With Lenglet again, not really the best action. I could definitely say my weak link in the defensive line, at least in the first games. He did not really have his best day at work, so we're actually trailing, but we're still believing in our 5-3-2, still here having 2 strikers, which is always extra dangerous in counterattacks, and this time we have Moses Simon showing the way in this game. And after this, we're gonna have one more chance here with the Sanchez, using some nice skill moves on the wing. He's great, real box-to-box player, and the lofted pass is gonna save us again. Ricochets into the goal, but Ben Yedder will still get this goal to his tally. So 3-2, and Simon here waiting for the pass, just waiting for the perfect timing to find Ben Yedder. It is a great pass, and the composure finding the pass back, but that was a terrible finish. So it's still a very tense game. And sometimes what you can do with the 5-3-2 is to use one of the center backs to press up, because you will still have these 4 other defenders creating a very solid defensive line. And also here with the narrow width, you can see how hard it is to create chances when you have 5 defenders. Also here Semedo helping out like pretty much a center back. So last chance in the game, we just have to defend this last attack, and we had Zidane on loan trying him out in this game, and he's also a perfect player to use as a LCM or RCM in this formation. So last game for the session, we have De Russo with Proms wants to watch Royce, and that player of the month is Sarge Nobri, also Balak, and Footmes Sissoko on the midfield. A strong team, but we can show here some great pressure play, and the Dembele, our fullback, showing some good defending and a great pass to Moses Simon, and maybe a bit lucky, but I think it should have been a goal in the first sequence. So we have 1-0, and I'm looking to finish this first session with a clean record, using here our new 5-3-2, and Griezmann here, some great turning with the left stick only. Also here one more sequence showing you how it looks in the defense with 5 defenders and also 3 CNs helping out in the defense. It's pretty hard to get through and to create some chances, but always also in the attack, like I said, it opens up like a flower. That is the strength of the 5-3-2. It's very compact in the defense, but it's also very attacking and offers you a lot of opportunities in the attack. As we can see here with Griezmann running forward, and also that was going to be a rage quit in the end with the 0 shots against our target. Alright guys, that is it for today. I hope you found this video useful and that you will get big use of this tactical variation in for Champions or whichever game mode you prefer. Also this week I will stream all my games, yes, both PlayStation and Xbox on Twitch, so make sure to check that out. BorasLegend on Twitch as well. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, until next time, take care.